Welcome English-speaking podcast community. Are you ready to improve your English listening and writing skills? In this episode, we'll dive deep into hobbies and free time, using real-life stories to help you practice. By listening to these narratives, you'll significantly enhance your ability to understand English in daily conversations, and it'll also give your writing skills a boost. If you enjoy this episode, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content to improve your English every day. Discovering the world of hobbies. Now, let me ask you a few questions. What do you like to do in your free time? Do you have any hobbies that you absolutely love? How often do you get time to relax and enjoy your favorite activities? Hobbies and free time are crucial parts of our lives. They help us relax, learn new things, and connect with others. Let me share a story about my own weekend. Last Saturday, I spent my free time hiking in the mountains with my husband, David. We adore spending time outdoors, and hiking is one of our top activities. We woke up early, packed our backpacks with snacks and water, and set off to explore the beautiful nature around us. It was so peaceful and refreshing. We even spotted some animals along the way, like birds and squirrels. Hiking isn't just a fantastic way to stay healthy, it also gives me time to think and unwind. After our hike, we stopped at a local cafe for lunch and chatted about our plans for the next month. Diverse hobbies, diverse benefits. One of my close friends, Mark, has a completely different hobby. He loves playing video games. In his free time, he spends hours playing his favorite games and connecting with friends online. It's his preferred way to de-stress after a busy work week. I once asked him, "Mark, what do you enjoy most about gaming?" He said, "It helps me escape from the stresses of everyday life and connect with friends from all over the world." He also mentioned that playing video games has helped him sharpen his problem-solving skills. It's fascinating how different hobbies can offer such varied benefits to our lives. In my own case, I also love reading books, especially novels. Every evening after dinner, I settle down with a good book and spend an hour reading. Reading helps me relax and pick up new vocabulary. Just last week, I finished a thrilling mystery novel, and it was so exciting. It made me reflect on how much I enjoy exploring new worlds through stories. Reading is one of the best ways to improve your English because it exposes you to new words and sentence structures. Hobbies as conversation starters. What about you? Do you have a hobby like reading, hiking, or playing sports? You can actually practice your English by talking about your hobbies. Next time, try telling someone about what you like to do in your free time. Share your favorite activities, and you'll see how enjoyable it is to communicate in English. When I first started learning English, I didn't have many opportunities to practice. But over time, I discovered that discussing simple things like hobbies truly helped me improve my skills. Talking to my friends and family about what I enjoyed doing gave me more confidence in speaking English. It was a fun way to learn and practice. Now, think about your own hobbies and how you can talk about them in English. It's a fantastic way to strike up a conversation and enhance your speaking skills. Whether it's playing sports, cooking, painting, or traveling, every hobby has something interesting to share. By practicing these conversations, you'll become more comfortable speaking in English. Beyond the obvious, unexpected hobbies. Another hobby I enjoy is gardening. It might seem simple, but it's actually quite a rewarding activity. Last month, I started planting flowers in my backyard, roses, tulips, and some colorful daisies. Every weekend, I spend time in the garden, watering the plants and tending to them. Gardening not only keeps me busy but also gives me a sense of accomplishment when I see the flowers blooming. Plus, it's a wonderful way to connect with nature and relax. My neighbor, Sarah, also enjoys gardening. She has a small vegetable garden where she grows tomatoes and carrots. She always tells me that growing her own vegetables helps her save money and eat healthier. Hobbies like gardening or hiking can teach us many important skills, such as patience and responsibility. But not all hobbies need to be outdoors. Some people enjoy crafting. My friend Lisa loves to knit. She creates beautiful scarves and blankets in her free time. One day, she even gave me a hand-knitted scarf for my birthday. I asked her how she learned to knit, and she told me that her grandmother taught her when she was young. Knitting helps her relax, and it's something she does while watching the news or talking to family. It's amazing how diverse hobbies can bring so much joy to our lives. Do you have any hobbies that help you relax or learn new skills? It's really important to take time for yourself and enjoy the things you love. Maybe you like cooking or baking? I know a lot of people, including my cousin Tom, who find cooking to be a fun and creative hobby. Tom loves to try new recipes, and he often invites his friends over for dinner. He tells me that cooking helps him unwind after a busy day at work. He also enjoys experimenting with different ingredients and making dishes from other countries. His most recent success was a homemade Italian pizza that he shared with everyone. Everyone absolutely loved it. Just like Tom, we can all find ways to enjoy our free time and share it with others. Even small activities like making a nice meal or going for a walk can become hobbies. And the more you talk about your hobbies, the more confident you'll become in using English. For example, when I was learning English, I had a conversation with my colleague James about our weekend activities. James likes to run, and he shared that he participates in 5K races. I didn't know much about running, but I listened carefully and asked him questions. He told me that running helps him clear his mind and stay healthy. By talking about his hobby, I learned new vocabulary related to sports and fitness, which I now use when discussing health and exercise. Hobbies, connecting and growing. Hobbies are also a fantastic way to meet new people and build friendships. My friend Emily loves photography. She often takes her camera to local parks and events, capturing beautiful moments. Last summer, she invited me to join her for a photography walk in the city. We spent hours taking pictures of the architecture and the people we met along the way. It was such an enjoyable experience, and I learned a lot from Emily. She gave me tips on how to take better photos and showed me how to edit them on my phone. Everyone has hobbies that bring them happiness, and no matter what they are, they're a great topic for conversation in English. It's a perfect way to practice speaking and listening. You can even write about your hobbies to improve your writing skills. By writing down your thoughts and feelings about what you like to do in your free time, you'll become better at organizing your ideas and expressing them in English. Do you feel ready to talk about your hobbies? I encourage you to practice this in your next conversation with a friend or family member. It could be a simple conversation, like "I enjoy running in the morning" or "I love baking cookies on weekends." Every time you practice, you'll feel more confident in your English skills. It's exciting to think about how hobbies can help us grow, not only in our personal lives but also in learning a language. You can try speaking about your hobbies in English every day, and soon you'll find it easier to express yourself. By focusing on what you love to do, you'll enjoy the learning process even more. A deeper dive into hobbies. So, let's dive deeper into hobbies and free time. There are so many different hobbies people enjoy, and each one offers a unique way to relax, learn, and have fun. Some hobbies are very active, while others are more peaceful and relaxing. For example, my friend Ben loves playing tennis. Every Saturday, he meets with his friends at the local tennis court. They play doubles, and it's a great way for them to stay fit and enjoy their weekend. Ben told me that he enjoys tennis because it challenges him physically, and it also gives him the chance to socialize with his friends. He said that it's not just about the sport, it's about spending time with people he cares about. He explained that playing tennis together helps him build stronger relationships with his friends. I thought that was really interesting. It made me realize how important it is to combine fun activities with socializing. On the other hand, my friend Sophie prefers a quieter hobby. She loves painting. Sophie has been painting for years, and she finds it to be a great way to express herself. Every weekend, she spends hours in her art studio working on new projects. She told me that painting is a way for her to relax and forget about any stress or worries. Sophie also mentioned that she enjoys experimenting with different painting techniques, like watercolor and acrylic. She often invites me to her studio to see her new paintings. Just last month, she created a beautiful painting of a sunset over the ocean, and I couldn't believe how lifelike it looked. It was like the sunset was glowing right in front of me. Sophie explained that painting helps her focus her mind and gives her a sense of accomplishment when she finishes a piece. It's amazing how hobbies can provide such a creative outlet. Learning and growing through hobbies. Let me tell you about another hobby I've tried recently, photography. I've always been interested in taking pictures, but I never took it seriously until last year. My husband, John, gave me a camera for my birthday, and I decided to give it a try. I started taking pictures of nature during our weekend walks. At first, I didn't know much about the camera settings, but I enjoyed capturing beautiful moments. Over time, I learned how to adjust the settings, like the exposure and focus. I started experimenting with different styles of photography, such as portraits and landscapes. Last month, I went on a photography trip to the countryside with some friends, and we spent the whole day taking pictures of the beautiful scenery. I was amazed at how much I learned about photography, and now I feel confident in my skills. The best part is that it's a hobby I can share with others. John loves photography too, and we often talk about techniques and share tips. It's become a fun activity we do together. One thing I've learned from these experiences is that hobbies aren't just about doing something fun, they can also teach us new things and help us grow. For example, my friend David has a hobby of playing chess. He's very passionate about it and plays with his brother every weekend. Chess is a game that requires strategy, focus, and critical thinking. David told me that he enjoys playing because it keeps his mind sharp and helps him think ahead. He said that playing chess has even improved his problem-solving skills at work. He also explained that chess is a great way to bond with people. Every time he plays, he learns something new, either about the game itself or about his opponent's strategy. It made me think about how different hobbies can help us in unexpected ways. Just like David, we can all benefit from activities that challenge our minds and teach us new skills. Hobbies and life skills. Another hobby I've heard a lot about is cooking. My friend Lisa is an amazing cook. She loves experimenting with new recipes, and she often invites her friends over for dinner. Lisa has a special talent for making delicious meals, and she enjoys trying out dishes from different cultures. Last year, she invited me to a dinner party where she made a traditional Indian curry. The flavors were incredible, and I could taste the time and care she put into the dish. I asked her how she learned to cook, and she said she picked up most of her skills from her mother and grandmother. Cooking for Lisa is not just about making food, it's about creating something special to share with others. She also told me that cooking helps her relax after a busy day at work. The best part is that cooking allows her to be creative. She loves adding her own twist to traditional recipes. What's interesting about cooking is that it's not just a hobby, it's also a life skill. Knowing how to prepare a few basic dishes can help you live more independently, and it can also impress your friends and family. I've been learning to cook a little myself. Recently, I learned how to make a simple pasta dish. I wasn't sure if it would turn out well, but it was delicious. I was so proud of myself. Cooking has also become a hobby that helps me unwind after a busy week. I find it relaxing to chop vegetables, stir the sauce, and watch my meal come together. It's amazing how a simple activity can bring so much satisfaction. Hobbies for well-being and connection. One of the best things about having a hobby is that it can help us manage stress. Sometimes life can be overwhelming, and it's easy to feel anxious or tired. But when you have a hobby, it gives you a break from your usual routine. For example, my coworker Rachel loves yoga. She told me that practicing yoga helps her calm her mind and stretch her body after sitting at a desk all day. Rachel practices yoga every morning, and she says it gives her more energy and focus for the rest of the day. She also mentioned that yoga has helped her improve her flexibility and strength over time. I was curious, so I asked her to teach me some simple yoga moves. I've started practicing with her once a week, and it feels so good to stretch my body and clear my mind. It's inspiring to hear how different people use their hobbies to relax, learn, and grow. Hobbies can also help us connect with others. My friend Jack loves running, and he often participates in charity races. Last year, he joined a 10K race to raise money for a local hospital. Jack told me that running for a cause made the race even more meaningful. He enjoyed meeting new people who shared his passion for running and giving back to the community. After the race, they all celebrated together with a small party. Jack said that running has made him healthier, both physically and mentally. It's amazing how a simple hobby like running can bring people together and make a positive impact on others. When you think about your own hobbies, try to focus on what makes you happy. Whether it's sports, cooking, painting, or anything else, the key is to find something that you enjoy doing in your free time. This not only helps you relax but also gives you something interesting to talk about with others. The more you practice talking about your hobbies in English, the more confident you'll become. Hobbies and identity. The thing I love about hobbies is that there's really no limit to what they can be. Everyone has their own unique way of spending their free time, and those activities can become a big part of their identity. For example, my colleague David is really into photography, but not just any photography, he specializes in wildlife photography. He's been doing it for over 10 years, and his photos have been featured in magazines and exhibitions. David spends his weekends hiking to remote locations to capture shots of animals in their natural habitat. One of his most impressive photos is of an eagle soaring through the sky. I asked him how he became so skilled, and he told me that his interest in wildlife started when he was a child, growing up in the countryside. His father would take him on nature walks, and from then on, he was hooked. David explained that photography is not just about taking pictures, it's about telling a story through images. He believes that every photo has a message, whether it's about the beauty of nature or the struggle for survival in the wild. What I find inspiring about David's hobby is how it's connected to his passion for the environment. He's not just a photographer. He's also an advocate for wildlife conservation. He's worked with several organizations that aim to protect endangered species, and he's used his photos to raise awareness about the importance of preserving nature. Through his hobby, David has not only improved his photography skills but he's also made a difference in the world. His hobby has turned into a powerful tool for change, and I admire his dedication to both his craft and the environment. Similarly, my friend Lucy has a hobby that connects her to her family and culture. Lucy is really passionate about baking. She comes from a long line of bakers, and her family has been baking bread for generations. Every Sunday, Lucy and her mother bake bread together. They have their own secret recipe that's been passed down through the generations. When I asked Lucy about her hobby, she told me that baking reminds her of her childhood, when she would watch her grandmother bake bread in the kitchen. For Lucy, baking isn't just a way to create delicious food, it's a way to stay connected to her family's traditions. She also mentioned that baking is something she can share with others. Every time she bakes, she invites friends and family over to enjoy the bread. It's become a beautiful way for her to bring people together. Lucy's story is a great example of how hobbies can be deeply rooted in culture and heritage. Many people have hobbies that are tied to their traditions or their family's history. These hobbies can help us feel connected to our past and our roots. Whether it's baking, knitting, or playing an instrument, these activities have the power to bring us closer to the people and traditions that matter most to us. Hobbies, physical and mental gains. Another hobby that's becoming increasingly popular is fitness. My friend Mark has been really into weightlifting for the past few years. He started lifting weights to improve his strength and overall health, but over time, it became more than just a way to stay in shape. Mark told me that weightlifting has taught him a lot about discipline and perseverance. It's not always easy to lift heavy weights, but he enjoys the challenge. He also explained that the gym is a place where he can clear his mind and focus on his goals. Mark's hobby has not only helped him become stronger physically but also mentally. He believes that weightlifting teaches him to push through difficult situations and stay focused on the bigger picture. For him, the gym is more than just fitness, it's a great example of how hobbies can improve not only our physical health but also our mental well-being. Many people use exercise as a way to relieve stress, increase energy levels, and feel better about themselves. Whether it's weightlifting, yoga, or running, these physical activities have a huge impact on our overall health. Mark's story shows that even a simple hobby like going to the gym can lead to important life lessons. Hobbies, exploration and open-mindedness. But hobbies aren't just about self-improvement, they're also about having fun and enjoying life. Take my friend Rachel, for example. She's an avid traveler, and her hobby is exploring new places around the world. Rachel has traveled to over 15 countries, and she's always planning her next adventure. She loves experiencing new cultures, trying new foods, and meeting people from different backgrounds. Last summer, she went on a road trip through Europe, visiting countries like France, Italy, and Spain. She took countless photos and collected souvenirs along the way. Rachel told me that traveling has taught her to be more open-minded and flexible. She said that each trip brings new surprises and challenges, but that's what makes it so exciting. Traveling has become more than just a hobby for Rachel, it's a lifestyle. It has given her a deeper appreciation for the world around her and a desire to learn about different cultures. Rachel's story is a great reminder of how hobbies can open our minds and expose us to new experiences. Traveling allows us to learn about other cultures, broaden our horizons, and create lasting memories. It's a hobby that not only enriches our lives but also connects us to the global community. Just like Rachel, you can learn so much from exploring the world around you. Whether it's through travel or other activities, hobbies give us the opportunity to learn, grow, and experience life in new ways. The power of reading as a hobby. Of course, not everyone has the same hobbies, and that's what makes them so interesting. Some people enjoy activities that are more relaxing, while others prefer things that are more active. For example, my Aunt Sarah loves reading. She's always reading books on history, fiction, and even biographies. Sarah told me that reading is one of the ways she escapes from the stresses of everyday life. She explained that when she reads, she can get lost in another world and forget about her problems for a while. Sarah's hobby has not only helped her relax but it has also made her more knowledgeable. She often shares interesting facts or stories from her books with her friends and family, and they love hearing about what she's reading. I asked Sarah how she manages to read so many books, and she said she makes time for it every evening before bed. She believes that reading is an important habit that helps her stay mentally sharp and informed. Reading is a fantastic hobby because it allows us to explore new ideas, learn about different perspectives, and improve our language skills. Just like Sarah, you can develop a love for reading, and it can be a great way to expand your vocabulary and comprehension. The more you read, the better you become at understanding English and expressing your thoughts clearly. And just like talking about your hobbies, reading is a wonderful way to improve your listening and writing skills. You can even write about the books you've read or share your thoughts with others. Whether it's fiction or non-fiction, reading gives us the opportunity to learn and grow while having fun at the same time. The transformative nature of hobbies. Hobbies are a big part of our lives because they give us joy, help us relax, and allow us to connect with others. They can teach us new skills, introduce us to new people, and help us become better versions of ourselves. Whether you enjoy something active like hiking or something more peaceful like reading, there is no right or wrong hobby. What matters is that you find something that makes you happy and helps you unwind. And the best part is that you can practice English by talking about your hobbies. Sharing your experiences with others is a great way to improve your speaking, listening, and writing skills. So, what hobbies do you enjoy? Think about how they make you feel and how they help you grow. Keep practicing your English, and remember that hobbies are a fun way to learn while enjoying life. Hobbies as self-care and storytelling. As we talk about hobbies, I want you to think about your own favorite activity. What do you enjoy doing in your free time? Maybe you love painting, cooking, or gardening. There's something incredibly special about hobbies. They allow us to explore our creativity, connect with others, and even take a break from the busy, often stressful parts of life. Hobbies can be a form of self-care, a way to recharge our energy and refresh our minds. One of my friends, James, is an artist, and his hobby has turned into a way of telling stories through his paintings. He loves to paint nature scenes, like sunsets over the ocean or beautiful forests during autumn. James shared with me that he first started painting as a way to relax after a long day at work. He would come home and paint for hours, losing himself in the process. Over time, his art improved, and he began exhibiting his paintings in local galleries. What amazed me the most was that James told me painting helped him express emotions he couldn't put into words. He said that when he paints, he feels like he can communicate feelings of peace, joy, or even sadness through colors and shapes. What's great about James's story is that it shows how a hobby can have a personal meaning that goes beyond just fun. It can help us process our emotions, build confidence, and even make a positive impact on others. People who see James' artwork often tell him that his paintings make them feel calm or inspired. His hobby has become a way to connect with others too. It's a reminder that hobbies, no matter how simple, can be a gateway to something bigger. Hobbies and friendship. Hobbies can also help us meet new people and build friendships. Let me tell you about my friend Tom. Tom is passionate about cycling. He's been biking for many years, and he loves the freedom and adventure it gives him. Tom often joins cycling groups where people meet every weekend to ride together. Some of his closest friends today are people he met through cycling. When Tom first started, he didn't know anyone, but over time he built a community of fellow cyclists who shared his love for exploring new trails. What I admire about Tom's hobby is that it's not just about the exercise, it's about the connections he's made with others. His friends have become like a second family to him, and they share experiences beyond cycling. They support each other during difficult times, celebrate victories together, and even plan vacations to different parts of the country to cycle through new landscapes. Tom's story shows how hobbies can provide a sense of belonging and create lasting friendships. No matter what your hobby is, you can always find people who share your interests. And through those connections, you can build meaningful relationships. Hobbies, patience, responsibility, and practical skills. In addition to connecting with people, hobbies can also teach us valuable life skills. One of my close friends, Sarah, has been gardening for several years. What started as a simple interest in plants has become a hobby that teaches her patience and responsibility. She spends time tending to her garden every weekend, carefully watering her flowers, pruning the bushes, and making sure everything is growing well. Sarah shared with me how gardening has taught her to be more mindful and patient. In the beginning, she wasn't always successful. Many plants didn't survive, and there were some tough lessons along the way. But over time, she learned the importance of perseverance. Her garden is now full of beautiful flowers and vegetables. She even grows tomatoes and peppers in her backyard, which she uses to cook delicious meals for her family. Sarah said that gardening helps her slow down, appreciate nature, and feel accomplished when she sees her hard work pay off. She's proud of what she's created, and it's amazing to see how a hobby like gardening can teach us life lessons about patience, care, and responsibility. Sarah's experience also highlights how hobbies can be a source of joy and fulfillment. They can help us feel more connected to nature, improve our well-being, and make us feel accomplished. The benefits of having a hobby go beyond the physical activity. They also give us a sense of purpose and satisfaction. Gardening, in Sarah's case, brings a sense of peace and pride, which has a positive effect on her mental health. This is something we should all consider when thinking about what hobbies we want to pursue. But let's not forget about how hobbies can also improve our skills in other areas. For instance, my neighbor Ethan has a passion for cooking. He's always trying new recipes and experimenting with different ingredients. Ethan's hobby has made him a great cook. But what's even more impressive is how much he's learned about patience and organization. Cooking requires focus and preparation. You have to follow recipes, measure ingredients, and time things perfectly. Ethan told me that his cooking hobby has helped him develop better time management skills. For example, when he's making dinner for a large group, he has to plan ahead and make sure everything is ready at the same time. He also mentioned how cooking teaches him about balancing flavors and textures, which is a skill he's learned over the years. Ethan has even started teaching his cooking as a hobby also brings people together. When Ethan invites his friends over for dinner, they always have a great time. It's not just about the food, it's about the shared experience of enjoying a meal together. Hobbies like cooking allow us to create special memories with others and share our passions in meaningful ways. Ethan's story shows how hobbies can improve our practical skills. But they also help us connect with people in a fun and enjoyable way. Hobbies and intellectual growth. Sometimes hobbies don't have to be physical activities at all. Take my friend Claire, for instance. Claire loves reading, and her hobby of reading books has expanded her knowledge in so many different areas. She's read everything from historical novels to self-improvement books, and she's always eager to share what she's learned. Claire explained to me that reading is a way for her to escape from daily life, but it's also a way for her to grow intellectually. She believes that reading gives her new perspectives on life and helps her understand different viewpoints. Reading has also improved her writing skills because she's learned from the authors she admires. Claire started writing short stories based on the books she read, and now she's considering publishing her own work. Her hobby has opened up new opportunities for her, and it's amazing to see how reading can lead to creative endeavors like writing. Reading is another example of a hobby that can enrich our lives in many ways. It helps us expand our vocabulary, improve our grammar, and develop critical thinking skills. Whether you read for entertainment or for learning, books are a powerful tool for personal growth. Claire's hobby has not only made her a better reader but also a better writer. Her story shows how hobbies can lead to unexpected achievements and open doors to new opportunities. The profound impact of hobbies. When we think about hobbies, we realize that they are much more than just a way to pass the time. They can shape our identity, connect us to others, teach us valuable life skills, and even help us improve our mental and physical health. Whether you enjoy something active like hiking or something more peaceful like reading, your hobby has the potential to bring joy and meaning to your life. And as you talk about your hobbies, you'll also be practicing your English. It's a great way to improve your listening and speaking skills while sharing your experiences with others. So, what are your hobbies? How do they make you feel? Let them be an important part of your English practice journey. Hobbies, tools for learning and growth. Let's continue our deep dive into how hobbies and free time activities are not only a fun way to spend our time but also tools for learning and growth. Now, imagine you're in a conversation with someone, and you talk about your hobbies. What do you think they might ask you? Maybe they'll want to know how long you've been practicing your hobby, why you started it, or what you enjoy most about it. These questions open up a whole world of conversation, don't they? And this is where the beauty of discussing hobbies lies, not just in the activities themselves, but in the connections we make through them. Cooking, a global learning experience. Another fantastic hobby that can help you improve your English is cooking, as we discussed before, but let's take a deeper dive into it. Think about John, a man who loves to try new recipes from all over the world. John has a real passion for cooking, and he spends most of his free time in the kitchen experimenting with different dishes. He loves the challenge of creating new meals, and through cooking, he's learned more than just how to make delicious food, he's also improved his English skills. At first, John started by following recipes that he found online in English. He'd make simple dishes like soups or pasta. But as he became more confident, he started trying more complex recipes. He began learning new cooking terms in English, such as simmer, whisk, and fold. These are words he would never have learned in a typical English class, but cooking provided him with a practical way to use and remember them. As John's cooking abilities improved, he began to watch cooking shows and YouTube tutorials in English. He didn't just watch to learn how to make the dishes, he also paid attention to the language used in the videos. He noticed how the chefs described the ingredients, cooking methods, and even the tastes of the dishes they prepared. By listening to native English speakers talk about food, John learned not only new vocabulary but also how to explain things more naturally. For example, he learned how to say things like add a pinch of salt, or let it rest for 5 minutes. These phrases became part of his everyday language when he was in the kitchen. But John didn't just stop there. He wanted to share his love of cooking with others. So he started a food blog where he posted his recipes and cooking tips in English. Writing recipes helped him practice his writing skills, especially when it came to explaining instructions clearly. He learned how to break down complex cooking processes into simple steps that anyone could follow. As his blog grew, John began receiving comments and questions from people who tried his recipes. This gave him an opportunity to practice his English in real conversations. He had to answer questions about ingredients, suggest substitutes, and even talk about cooking equipment. This regular interaction with his readers helped John improve his speaking and writing skills. John's hobby of cooking also gave him the opportunity to practice English with his friends and family. Whenever they came over for dinner, he would explain the dishes he had made, discussing the ingredients and the steps involved in cooking them. By doing this, he got comfortable using English to describe things in detail, whether it was the texture of a cake or the flavor of a stew. Over time, John noticed that he was becoming more confident when speaking English, especially when it came to discussing topics that interested him, like food. Cooking is just one example of how a hobby can help you learn English in a fun and engaging way. Whether you're learning a language through food, photography, gardening, or writing, the key is to find something you enjoy. When you enjoy what you're doing, the learning process becomes less like a chore and more like a natural part of your everyday life. This way, you'll practice your language skills without even realizing it. The more you immerse yourself in a hobby, the more your vocabulary, speaking, and listening skills will improve. If you're not yet sure what hobby to try, think about what excites you. Do you like cooking, crafting, gardening, or sports? Every hobby has the potential to improve your English. The important thing is to choose something you're passionate about and practice regularly. You can find communities online where people with the same hobbies share tips, ask questions, and interact with each other. These communities are great for improving your English because you'll be able to practice writing, reading, and even speaking while doing something fun. Travel, real-life English practice. As we continue to explore hobbies, let's take a closer look at something that many people love to do in their free time: traveling. Traveling allows you to experience new cultures, meet people from different backgrounds, and learn new languages. And for English learners, traveling is a great way to practice your skills in real-life situations. Imagine visiting a country where English is spoken, like the United States, the UK, or Canada. While traveling, you'll find yourself speaking English every day, whether you're asking for directions, ordering food at a restaurant, or chatting with a local. But even if you're not traveling to an English-speaking country, you can still practice English by interacting with people who speak the language. You can join online travel groups or meetups where people from around the world gather to discuss their travel experiences. In these groups, you'll be able to share your travel stories, ask for advice, and learn new vocabulary related to travel, like itinerary, landmark, or sightseeing. By engaging with other travelers, you'll practice your listening and speaking skills while learning new phrases and expressions. Traveling can also be a great way to practice your English writing. After your trips, you can write about your experiences in a travel journal or blog. Describe the places you visited, the people you met, and the activities you enjoyed. This will help you improve your writing skills while reflecting on your travels. Plus, you can share your experiences with others who may be interested in traveling to the same places. Traveling offers endless opportunities to learn English while having fun exploring the world. If you've ever considered traveling or you're passionate about it, I encourage you to explore how it can help you practice English. Whether it's through conversation, writing, or reading travel guides, traveling is a hobby that naturally blends language learning with adventure. It's an exciting and rewarding way to improve your English skills.